Let's get started. Grab your ball, come down onto the mat, place the ball between the knees, and let's find our bridge position. So this is going to build on everything we've done before. It might feel a little bit harder than our previous classes. So we're going to start with feet in line with sit bones, relaxing the hands down by our side. Place the ball between the knees, big breath in. As we exhale, we're going to find our bridge. We're going to tilt the tailbone under, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, finding the tip of our shoulder blades, and gently bringing the back of our arms together to help solidify that shoulder position. Then we're going to come down inch by inch, keeping the arms and the shoulder blades active. This is going to be our warm-up. Find your small arch in your lower back, and we go again. Exhale, pelvis underneath, lift the hips all the way up towards the ceiling. Finding your shoulder blades, not your neck, and then scooping back down. So we're trying to wake up the posterior chain of the body here. We're thinking back of the legs, the glutes, the back extension muscles at the top of the hips. And at the top, we're going to try and find that core connection that holds the ribs and the pelvis together. Drop down. Good, we'll have two more like this. Breathe in. Exhale, move. Pulling the pelvic floor up and inwards as you lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Keeping the ball between the knees and even pressure through the legs. Nice. On the next one, we're going to add a little bit of a different element. So roll the hips all the way up towards the ceiling. Hold here. We're going to squeeze for 2 on the exhale. Good. Keep the ball between the knees and soften back down onto the mat. Even pressure through the feet as we go through this one. Exhale. Roll the pelvis underneath you. Feel the lower back press into the mat. Lift the hips all the way up towards the ceiling. Find the tips of your shoulder blades. Squeezing the back of your arms together. Squeeze 1. Squeeze 2. Good, dropping down with control. Really take your time coming back down onto the mat here. Tailbone underneath, lower back imprinted, peel the spine away from the mat, lift the hips all the way up towards the ceiling. Find your bridge, hold for 2, exhale, squeeze, good. And roll down, 2 more like this. Try and bring your awareness to your breath and your lower abdominal connection for this one. Don't worry if it doesn't feel too smooth. Exhale, squeeze, This is, and go again, last one. Holding on this next one. So we squeeze, release, stay up. Now we're gonna add a leg extension. Point one leg forward, place it back down on the mat, keep the ball between the knees and straighten the other one forward. We'll do 2 more. Squeeze and point forward. Good, squeeze and point forward, let the foot find the floor, slowly wind yourself back down onto the mat. From here, we're going to take the ball from between the knees and hold it in our hands. Have the ball above the chest and the shoulders slotted into your imaginary back pocket. We're going to find our bridge again. We're going to exhale, roll up to the top of the bridge. Make sure we're in a strong position to hold here for a moment. We're going to add in toe taps. So we're going to concentrate on balancing on one leg. Left leg lifts into tabletop. Reposition or take your time finding that balance when you need it. This leg's going to touch the mat 8 times and then come back up. So we're on 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Good, 1 foot goes down, hands stay up, balance out the hips. Let's go on to the other side. And again for 8, we go 1 and 2 and 3, concentrating 4 and 5. Good, 6, 7, 8, foot goes down. Keep the hands up, slowly lower your body back down onto the mat. Take a little moment to reset. It gets a little bit harder now. Breathing in, exhale, find your bridge again. So hopefully this is starting to get you a little bit warmer. Find the top of your bridge, and we'll go left leg into tabletop again. This time you're going to press the ball and the knee into one another, and then you're going to reach them away for 6 reps. We're going to press the ball and the knee into one another as we exhale, and then we're going to lengthen away. So breathe and stretch. Good, 3 more. And 2 more. Concentrate on that balance feeling. Last one. Ball comes above the chest, foot goes down. We're going to swap sides. Lift the other leg. Let's press, stretch it out. Press and stretch. Try and keep those hips lifted and don't lower the arm and leg too close to the floor if it compromises your balance and your control. One more. Good. Hands above the chest, foot onto the floor. Slowly roll yourself back down. And we're going to place the ball to the side. Give the knees a little squeeze in towards you. Rock side to side if you feel like you need to just shake off any lactic acid. And then place the feet back down onto the mat. Moving into our dead bug now. So we'll be concentrating heavily on our breath work and our placement on the mat. So you would like to have a small arch in your lower back as we lift the legs into tabletop. And I would like you to focus on going diagonal rather than perpendicular to the floor. So hands above the shoulders, knees above the hips in a tabletop position. Big breath in. As we exhale, one arm and leg reach forward. Inhale, they come back in and return. Exhale, other arm and leg. So we're doing opposite sides. We're on 3. Good, we keep the shoulders relaxed on 4. Work to your own breath if following my pace is a little bit too quick for you. This is your class. You want to make sure that you're getting the most out of these moves. Good, halfway through. So as you reach the arm and leg away, you're deepening that sense of connection through the rib cage and the hip. Nicely done. 2 more. Last one. Stay in this position and we're going to go into open book. So opposite arm and leg are going to open out to the side like pages of a book. And the hard part is to keep the other arm and leg still. Bring it in. And we move to the other side, so alternating. I'd like you to visualize that your spine and your hips are the center or the binder of the book. And the arm and leg are moving away. But try to keep that control in the body in terms of not letting the arm and leg go too far that it rolls your hips or it pulls your body out of position. So it's more about how it feels for you, this exercise, than what it looks like. Last one. Good, hands and legs back in. Pop it all down onto the mat, have a little second to pause. Hands are now going to travel to the back of the head. Lace the fingers together. And we're going to take it into our oblique twist. So there's going to be a bit of rotation here. You're going to breathe in, nice and deep, expand the rib cage. As you exhale, lift the head and shoulders, look towards your thighs. So try not to yank the neck forward, keep the elbows relaxed. You're going to twist to your left, bring your left knee in towards you as you look over towards the left-hand side of the room. Then you're going to bring that head back down. We're going to do the same. As you exhale, curl up and then over to the right. Good, come back down and let's repeat. We're doing 10 of these, and this is 3. So keep the pace quite slow and controlled for this one. We're not bringing the knee closer towards our shoulder. We're trying to lift our shoulders closer towards the knee. We should start to feel this work around the muscles over the rib cage. These are the muscles that help us twist. Excellent, breathe through it. 4 more. So the elbows want to stay nice and open. We'll try not to let them close in over the face. Hopefully starting to feel that work now. That's what happens when we go nice and slow. Last one. Good, down onto the mat. Take the hands from behind the head and rest. We're gonna full body stretch, then bend the legs in towards you, grab behind the thighs, lift the knees in. As you exhale, roll yourself up into a seated position. From here, take the hands behind you and the legs nice and wide to the edges of your mat, and then drop the legs left to right. So stretching through the hips. Roll from one side to the other. Two more. and last one. Good. Taking your ball, come onto your front. So lowering down onto your belly, have the ball out in front and find a comfortable position for the legs and let them relax. We're going to hold onto the ball, have our head slightly lifted away from the mat, working into our back extension muscles here, but coordinating the movement with our breath, so recruiting those deep core muscles. As you exhale, lift your head and shoulders away from the mat or your chest, lift the ball away from the floor. This should now feel a little bit harder. Pass the ball behind, so get a nice stretch through the chest. Into the other hand, bring the ball and your head and your chest back down onto the mat. Big breath in. As you exhale, you lift your head and chest, you lift the ball, you pass the ball behind, you bring it forward and you lower back down. Take a little moment to pause if you need it. Breathe in, exhale, lift, up, pass, forward and down. Keep the shoulders as relaxed as you can. And let's go again. Lift the abs up and in as you lift your head and chest. The ball comes away from the floor. We reach behind and forward. Back down. Take a moment. Think about switching off that lower body. We don't want too much activity through the glutes or the hammies. Let's go again. Lift head and chest, lift the ball. Now we're going to stay up and pass this ball around 4 more times. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you reach the hand behind your body. Keep the neck muscles relaxed. Last one. Good. Hands forward, ball down. Take a moment to pause. Take the hands off the ball. Dropping your head down onto the mat. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, now we lift our head and our chest. Hands are staying down for now. We're going to start working the muscles across the back from the shoulders towards the hip in this next exercise, which is called swimming. So take opposite arm and leg, lift and lengthen away from the floor. Lower back down with control, and we alternate. So I'd like you to visualize the X across your back from opposite shoulder to hip. On 3, and we're going to 10. 4. Let the leg and the arm feel quite heavy. Try and get this connection in your back muscles. Lovely, let's keep going. 5 more. Breathe and lift. You might feel your hips pressing into the mat below you. Maintain control. Don't go too high that it feels excessive in the lower back. It wants to feel like it's challenging, but not overworking. Good, rest in there. Moving into our upper back with this one. Lift the arms, lift the head and the chest. So you're holding this Y position. I want you to then squeeze the elbows into your back pocket to make a W position with the arms. This should feel strong in the shoulder blades. Reach the hands forward and lower down. Take a moment to pause and relax the shoulders. Big breath in. Exhale, lift head and chest. Arms come up, squeeze and reach forward. Now we're going to stay up and squeeze again. We're going for 6 of these and 1, 3. So this is 4 and 5. Good, and 6. Hands go forward, down. Slide the hands under your armpits. Tuck the toes, push yourself up onto your knees. Finding your child's pose. Drop back into it and slide the hands forward. Big breath in. Feel the expansion in the ribs, in the back of the body. Good. Bring yourself forward into a 4-point kneeling position with the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Placing the ball behind one knee, you're going to squeeze that ball, keeping it there. Shoulder blades back and down. And let's press that foot up to the ceiling, squeezing through the glutes. So drop the knee back down to touch the mat, squeeze the foot up to the ceiling. Try and stay balanced through the hips here. So this is going to feel really strong very soon. Should feel this in the back of the leg and the bum, halfway. Good, so the pace is quite moderate here. We're pushing a little bit more. 3 more from this point. Stay balanced between the hands and the knee, the little triangle that's on the mat. Last one. Good, come back down. Now we're going to move out to the side into the fire hydrant. So lift and lower, but don't lift so much that you feel like you're leaning excessively to one side. So just concentrate on that feeling around the hip. Keep the ball at the back of the knee. Good work, breathing and lifting. Last one. Good, and swapping. So take that ball onto the other side. Reset your posture, so think strong arms and balance, working the muscles in the lower belly here. Let's press that heel up and lower down. So as we do this exercise, please adjust if you need to. I want you to feel balanced, I want you to feel strong here. Press and down, good. Halfway through. So we want to keep the hips still, that's where we work our breath and our abdominal engagement. 3 more. Good, 2. Last one, coming into your fire hydrants. So lift and lower. And again, that feeling should be on the outside of the hip. We're not sinking excessively into the other side. As we get tired, we may find that in the later reps that we've slightly started to lean. Breathe and lift. 4, 3, good, concentrating. 2, and last one. Good, come back in, take the ball from behind the knee. We're gonna go into our press up, so bringing our hands slightly further forward and our knees a little bit further backwards. Then shifting the weight of the upper body over our hands. So we don't want to be behind the hands when we do our press ups. It's going to load into our shoulder. Hands to the edge of the mat. We're going to do 10 of these. I'd like you to inhale, lower down. Exhale, push the floor away, come up. Feel this work into the front of the shoulders and the chest muscles. And that's where having your hands, having your body weight over the front of your hands is going to get that work. If you're behind them, it's not quite going to hit the same. Keep it up, guys. Halfway through. Keep breathing in to go down. Exhale to come up. And last one. Good. From here, find your plank position where you're going to straighten the legs and hold. Then we're going to bring our leg, or one leg underneath us, into a pigeon pose. So we bring the leg in, have our hips square towards the mat, hold in here and then lower down if we feel like we want to deepen the stretch. Breathe into it. And then come up. Tuck the back leg so we can lift and find that plank position again. And then we're going to swap sides. Bring the other leg underneath, straighten that back leg, and then lower down into the pose. Good. Hold in there. Then we're going to come back up into our plank position. Find a down dog to finish, where we lift the hips into the air and find this little A frame of the body, pressing the hands strong and lowering the heels down towards the floor. Taking a big breath in, dropping onto our knees, relaxing there, we'll finish there.